This little guy in our ferretry is very ill with liver disease. He's losing weight rapidly as he's not eating on his own. He requires medicines for his liver and supplementary feeding to support his weight gain. So let's take a look at how we go about helping him out. Emeraid is a critical care feed that you'll find recommended by most vets. It comes in a carnivore version that we're using here today. Although it's designed for carnivores, it doesn't actually contain any meat. It's formed of soy protein and oils. Soy proteins have been broken down into component amino acids for easier absorption. The Emeraid is to be mixed to the correct consistency with water, although you can use flavours to aid acceptance. We're using salmon paste and oil here. Emeraid can also be mixed with blended kibble or raw food to bulk up the diet once the ferret is past the first critical few days. The official instructions require a 2-to-1 ratio of water to powder. The vet prescription advised a toothpaste consistency, which is what we've mixed in this clip, although it's important to ensure that it's not too thick. Our ferret here requires 2 different tablets, in addition to the Emeraid. These are usually applied direct into the ferret's mouth, but this can be tricky, and you often find that the spat out and starts to disintegrate with the saliva. Direct feeding of the pill could be achieved by use of a pill popper. This is a sort of syringe, where the plunger pushes the pill out. Alternatively, simply place the pill in the end of the syringe and allow the feed to push the pill out. We've opted here to crush the tablets and add them to the feed mix instead. Just mix into a small amount of Emeraid or other paste, we use salmon paste here, and add at the start of the syringe. When it comes to the actual feeding process, this can be done on your own, but it's quite tricky, so it's far preferable to get someone to help out. Now let's narrow down on how to open the ferret's mouth. One option is to scruff the ferret. This renders them more docile and pliable, making it easier to place the syringe in their mouth. Between each shot of feed, allow sufficient time for the ferret to have comfortably swallowed the feed and cleared their mouth. In this next clip, we use our thumb and forefinger to gently encourage the mouth open. By applying pressure just behind the canines, the ferret will open wide. At this point, you can move your thumb and forefinger slightly further into the mouth and thus preventing the ferret from closing their mouth again. Then simply repeat the process. It's important to recognise that this is assisted feeding, not forced feeding. With that in mind, we aim to deposit the food about halfway back on the tongue, not too far to choke, but not too close to enable easy rejection of the food. You can offer a splash of water occasionally to help the paste go down if you feel they require it. In this clip, we've used a thicker mix, and it's clear how much more effort this is for the poor guy to swallow. It will be trial and error in finding the volume of feed that your ferret can handle. In this video, our hob took just under 1 milliliter per shot. Overall, we fed the whole 15 milliliter syringe in one session. Most ferrets will find Emeraid quite palatable on its own. and before long may well be eating it unassisted. However, the sick ferret will likely still not eat sufficient quantities on their own. Syringe feeding is a tiring process for them when they're ill. Don't forget to remind them you still love them with a nice cuddle after.